I normally never practice for a speech, as many who have heard me speak probably know. But this one, I actually not only have notes, but I've done it a few times, and just we'll do our best to try to get through this. So first of all, thank you all for coming. It's such a wonderful group of people that John has gathered for a party. In March, I celebrated my 50th birthday. For months prior, I told John my expectations were high for him to assemble a great day. But that wasn't John's thing. He simply could not plan social events. And when the day was over, he could see how disappointed I was, and he looked at me very seriously and said, "I promise I'll make it up to you and plan something when you least expect it." So be careful what you wish for, because this wasn't exactly what I had in mind. A huge thanks to Cassie, who's not here, and Amy and Michael and Jesse for helping me plan today. I can't tell you how many times that I called them saying, "Is it totally weird if I do blank?" Starting with having the service here that Amy helped me secure. In case you are wondering, neither John nor I are or were Jewish. But after extreme generous offer of Shir Hadash, and many people reassured me it was fine, I started loving the idea. In our practice, John and I loved the variety of nationalities and faiths that our patients represented. How better to say to the world, your religion doesn't matter to us, as love is all there truly is, and we are all one. The next concern I had was how to help people understand that this was a celebration. Cassie and I did nix the idea to put a party hat on John's photo on the invitation. But there was no doubt that this wasn't going to be a memorial that played Amazing Grace or Ave Maria. His favorite song was a Daft Punk mix from Pentatonics. So you will hear that in the slideshow, along with other favorite dance tunes filled with messages for you all. I had originally picked out many touching songs that conveyed my love for him. Songs that would have made people cry. But he said, "No, I don't want people crying." He would want people laughing and dancing. As I was working on planning the service, the closing song, "Dancing in the Moonlight," started playing without touching a button on my iPhone. I already had the song in my head as when Jessie returned from Mexico with his ashes, she came through the door with John strapped to her chest like in a baby carrier, and was dancing to that same song. It was classic. As Mia and I greeted her, she knew exactly how to deliver John's ashes, dancing. John was the most well-intentioned individual I have ever known. He could not do enough for me, and not out of obligation or because I asked, but because he loved making me happy. The feeling was mutual. I've never known a couple like us. We spent each day uplifting each other, and we were each other's biggest fans. We were together for 15 years, but since we were together 24 hours a day, I feel like it was forever. I can't remember a world without him, and maybe I don't want to. At first it was like learning to walk again, but in the month that's passed, what I'm truly learning to do is dance again. Many people here know the struggles John and I had in moving to California. Starting from scratch, building a business with very little money. We worked many, many hours. But although he would often roll his eyes when I told him I added on another patient, Amy experienced that. He never complained. We knew what we had to do to make our business successful, so we just did it. After he passed, and I realized the love from his patients, many of whom were recent patients, as I received huge amounts of emails and letters praising Dr. Hicks and how he changed their lives. I joked, "Where were you when I needed Yelp reviews?" But truly, the love was so beautiful. It was only then that I fully understood the value of our work, the value of John, the value of us. When Facebook told me that the post announcing John's death was our highest click-through, I couldn't help but laugh. Not exactly the marketing I wanted. My initial insecure and angry feeling in thinking of our medical practice was, dang, all that hard work, and in a flash, the business is gone. How selfish of me. The business was so much more than a way to earn a paycheck. It was completely based on love, respect, and knowledge for each and every one who walked through our doors. So it was cut short. But thousands of individuals are out there today walking because of John, talking because of John, holding their children because of John, and dancing because of John. And that's not a waste of any effort. It was perfect. Things that I felt would be the hardest, like being in the house alone, ended up not being so bad. John was so quiet, his nose always in research, that I hadn't realized how much I was already acclimated to silence. Aside from the obvious physical companionship, the hardest things to adjust to were the simple things. I remember what it felt like when I ran out of paper towels. John bought the paper towels, and I didn't even know where he kept the paper towels. It's not that what I missed was him buying towels for me. I missed the comfort of our life together, the ease of us blending our talents. After having a few weeks to process what happened and the incredible synchronicity of how it unfolded, I know that on a conscious level, he was not choosing to leave us, but on a spiritual level, he wanted to understand more deeply and create more expansion and knowledge for all of us to enjoy. The heart attack never made sense to me. However, a series of events have been revealing for me over the past 3 weeks that John actually died of lung cancer. For 40 years of his life, he smoked 4 packs of cigarettes each day, he told me. I met him shortly after he quit. It was a time in his life that he decided he didn't want to die and he wanted to start living. And so we did together. I do believe he knew he was ill towards the end, but I know enough to be certain that he wasn't going to let treatments kill him. He wanted to live to the fullest until the end, and he knew that if he told me, I would force him to fight a battle he didn't want to fight. The doctors in the hospital were baffled that he was still walking. His kidneys were almost completely non-functional, he had a giant tumor in his lungs, and his heart was the next organ to start being damaged, hence why we thought he had a heart attack. Yet that day that he later ended up becoming ill, he insisted on joining me for a morning walk on the beach. He never so much as hinted that he needed to slow down. I still laugh at the first thing he said after hearing the doctors proclaim him as being very sick. I might need someone to help me with my suitcases for the flight home. Well, he did. And my friend Joe said John took an earlier flight. The way John decided to go may not be for everyone, but dang did that guy have fun. I assembled the photos for the slideshow you'll be seeing after in the other room. What amazing memories I have. Not 1 ounce of our time together was wasted. And although I don't have John in the physical any longer, I was blessed to have lived an amazing life with my best friend. Many of you know the brilliance of John's mind. He was both extremely complex while equally being exceptionally simple. He lived in the moment. He spent hours appreciating. He didn't speak much, as he wasn't interested in convincing anyone of anything. He studied, he took notes, he read, he observed, he thought. He loved, in no particular order, his wine, sunsets, the sound of the ocean, beach glass, holding me, Lucky his dog, Jason Mraz, Eat, Pray, Love, his kids, Spanish ham, the teachings of Abraham Hicks, his friend, great food, his patients, most of them, energy medicine, and travel. John never worried. I did plenty of that for both of us. I would wake up in a panic at night, and he would simply put his hand on my heart, and his energy would lull me back to sleep. I now feel that energy 24 hours a day. Calm, knowing, peace, an overwhelming feeling that all is well and nothing went wrong. All of his patients that are here now, I can promise you without a shred of doubt that you are in better hands with him now than ever before. He will whisper in your ear. He will guide you to the next logical step. He will hold his hand over your heart and lull you back to sleep. Look for him and allow his guidance each and every day and night. He is pure love, and he is everywhere.